Okay, so welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I have something really different. We're talking about fashion trends, which I normally don't like to talk about. So recently I had a fashion conversation with my friends, and they always see me as like the fashion guy, even though just because I'm into fashion doesn't mean I know everything about fashion. But they always ask me like, oh, what are the trends right now? And I'm so lost when they ask me stuff like that, because I have no idea what the trends are. I don't really, I'm never really aware what trends are in, what trends are out. I kind of just wear the same thing year on year, or just wear random stuff. I thought in this video I'll react to sort of a video where students are talking about trend predictions. Now this video I'm reacting to is from a channel called Myazine, I think it's pronounced, but I'll leave it on the screen. Definitely subscribe to that channel, it's a really good channel. They go around asking fashion students and different people in New York fashion questions. If you want me to do the same thing, let me know actually. This is a good idea, because I realize that I don't post consistently because of the type of content I make. So for example, I can just tell you right now, I'm working on a video on Gucci, the history of Gucci. But because it's taken me so long, I can't really post videos. So maybe what I could do in between that is going around London asking people different fashion questions, reacting to videos. So if you have any fashion video you want me to react to, you can also mention that in the comments down below. But anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's see what the fashion trends that are in 2022 are. I'll probably be as shocked as you, to be honest, but let's get straight into it.
I think we're gonna continue seeing like soft knitwear for the office since we're going back. I think that people still they're being forced.
See, this is why I get so confused about trends, because to me something like knitwear is not really a trendy thing. I think people always wear knitwear, especially when it gets cold. So like, for example, the idea of knitwear in the office as a trend, it confuses me, because like, the people that have always wanted to wear knitwear have worn knitwear, and the people that don't wear knitwear, if you get what I mean. Is it really like an actual trend now? That's why I get really confused, and I never really know what the trends are. But anyway, let's
to go back,
continue.
so people are still going to be as comfortable as possible. I know like Altuzara did some really gorgeous like knitted suits. I guess like menswear for women too. I hope we kind of keep it that. That's always been a thing, but
yeah, see what she said? She said menswear for women has always been a thing. So a trend, once again, it's like these things, we just constantly, they constantly happen. I mean, women have been wearing menswear for forever. It's jokes, because now a lot of designers, they make menswear and then call it like genderless fashion. It's like, oh, that's easy to say, isn't it? They don't necessarily make genderless fashion in the true sense of the word, like say Yohji Yamamoto or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of confusing. This is why I never know what the fashion trends are. Like,
I hope we
it's
still
so
stick
hard.
with like the oversized, like exactly, keep it really comfortable. I don't know. I know we're gonna definitely go into like super like vibrant but natural colors, like this orange color, like aubergine and like bright greens. Yeah.
Leather is becoming more and more used in like so many design houses. Knitwear is all over it right now with their...
Really? Because one, unless we're talking about like vegan leather, like mushroom leathers, pineapple leathers, stuff like that. I think for the most part, most leathers are becoming kind of out, because now there are a lot of vegan movements and sustainability movements that are against using real leather. Personally, I'm not really against it that much, because as it stands, as far as I'm aware, like a lot of the leather used in clothing is waste product from the meat industry. So it's not like they're just breeding cows just to make just to take their hides or whatever, in like big amounts. So I don't know how I feel about it, but obviously she said Mugler is doing a lot of leather, and I've talked about Mugler actually in a few videos past. Sometimes when you're really into fashion, you can be in like this really tiny fashion bubble. Like, how many people in like outside of people that are into fashion even know what Mugler is, or can identify a Mugler piece if they saw someone wearing Mugler on the street? So Yeah, I'm learning to do this because when I started studying fashion journalism and we obviously will talk about more the fashion history stuff and write about that, but when we had to write about general stuff, I'll get so confused because it'll make me realize that fashion is such a tiny bubble, and what I think like everyone should know or everyone knows, like people don't even care and people don't know and they don't care to know, which is fine as well, but sometimes we can be in a bubble. So I'm not too sure if leather is in
Like latest collection. They're saying that see-through clothing needs to go away, but in my opinion, this upcoming seasons we will see more and more see-through clothing. A lot of knit.
Okay, so the see-through clothing thing, the transparent clothing, I can agree with that. I think I've seen that more so coming in recent times than I have seen like before. Most times if people wanted to wear things that were showy, they would just show skin. They wouldn't wear clothing that is like deliberately transparent. And that's something I've seen recently. But it seems to have come back. I remember Acne Studios, around the years I first got into fashion, it was like, yeah, 2014, 2015, 2013, around then, they used to make these like transparent blazers. And that was like really big on like all the streetwear pages and stuff like that. So interesting. I know she's about to say knitwear or knitwork. Once again, I don't really understand how knitwear can be a trend because I've always thought that people, when it's cold, they just always wear knitwear like every year.
Like kind of like chiffon, and then over that chiffon fabric there's like knit. Green is really coming back, like extreme tones, I would say. Like we could also be seeing
green. Maybe that's because of Bottega. Maybe
maximalist clothing coming towards our way. You know, maximalist could be like big clothings, but then it can also be like a lot of prints, and they could also call that maximalist.
See, this is another thing. So the idea of having maximalist clothing as a trend, I don't know. I think it depends on region. So for example, somewhere like Nigeria, the country I'm from, people just wear bold prints and crazy colors, and it's always been like that. So if you're not used to that, you might see someone who's Nigerian wearing clothing and be like, oh, that's really maximalist. Whereas, so I think it's more of a cultural thing. And like if you go somewhere like France, I feel like in somewhere like France or somewhere like Scandinavian countries, when it comes to fashion, they do play it kind of safe in terms of like colors, patterns and prints and stuff like that. So you're less likely to see maximalist clothing. So once again, I get really confused how someone can identify that maximalist clothing is coming in as a trend when generally you're not really going to see too much of like a change. Like the people that have dressed that way really boldly, I think will continue to do that. I don't think the type of person that has worn black their whole life and only wears black and wears Yoji and stuff like that is just going to magically start wearing Casablanca. I don't know, it's just a bit confusing. This is why these videos are good for me to watch, to see how other people think.
I don't know, but
maybe having like much more vibrant colors become a thing. So like everyone's been loving green recently, like, which is great, but like loving oranges or like the hot pinks or like the combat blues a lot more, and like steering away from neutrals. I think that'll be really fun.
Satchels, side bags, those are gonna be the new tote bag.
I feel like platform shoes are obviously like already very trendy, but I think that they're gonna be brought more into like a democratic, like more like accessible.
I think the new fluffy is gonna.
See, that's the same thing, like platform boots being a trend in 2022. I thought platform boots have been a trend for the past how many years? Like Prada had the chunky boots, or we can go all the way back to the Triple S's, and then all the other brands copied that, like the Fila's, and just every shoe. Like Givenchy made their chunky shoe and their chunky boot. Bottega has like the bounce loafer, which is like this loafer with a really calfskin loafer with this massive sole. Yeah, 80s, like there's so many brands now that are known for making really chunky sneakers and shoes. So can we say that's like a trend that's coming in 2022? I don't know. Comment down below your thoughts.
Maybe puffer, like with the Heaven Marc Jacobs bag, like the side bag that's like puffer and like puffer vest, like everything puffer. I think like shoes, I feel like that's what's gonna be like the new like fluffy like.
That's so true. Layering is gonna be like a huge aspect of a lot of people's like fashion, how they're you know like trying out new things and stuff because it's just like more fun and
more monochromatic looks, I think. Upcycling would be really cool to like be a trend for people to like.
Interesting, because one person said that she feels like the trend will be, you know, maximalism and really clashing print, and then she's just said here more like, you know, monochromatic looks. Interesting.
Make garments out of things that they're tripping.
So. I think technological clothes would be the big thing too.
Really, like futuristic.
I think so. Yeah, futuristic vibes.
Color, a lot more colorful things, colorful shoes.
Personally, I think it's a lot of classics are starting to come back.
Mesh, I feel like
we're like with mesh.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah, the platform is here to stay. Like, I think that's going to continue to grow. I haven't seen that diminish at all.
Okay, we're just going to end it there, but she said platform shoes are going to continue to grow, so now it makes more sense. So just because something is a trend in 2021 doesn't mean it can't be a trend in 2022 and 2023 and 2024. So I guess when some of the trends that they were saying, they're more saying that it's going to sort of continue into further years, which makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, it was fun to react to the video. Like I said, if you want me to react to any other videos or you want me to film content around London, I'll definitely do so, if that's what people want to see. And is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, I'm launching an ebook on my website next week. I think it should be out next week. Next week, Monday at 5 p.m. And it's going to be an ebook with all the information about learning about fashion. So if you want to learn more about fashion, all the information will be in one place. Like, so much information that I could never put it in a video because the video would be 10 hours long. But apart from that, I'll be back with another video. Stay tuned for more videos and comment down below what you think the biggest fashion trends of 2022 are, so that I can impress my friends and pretend like I know what the trends are when I actually don't.